I think that attachment can become your like Achilles heel in the design process, right? That like there's obviously holding the vision, right? And holding the course, but this is the course, and then there's that kind of finality. And if you get stuck here, you actually undermine the art that could take place.
Absolutely. I
right?
feel like design is fluid, right?
The thing that was the biggest problem at the beginning will be the thing that actually defines your design at the end.
Beautifully put. We've talked about career breakthroughs a lot in this podcast as well. And, you know, everyone that we've talked to has said that there was a pivotal moment in their career that changed their trajectory or has gotten them to the place that they're at today. So do you have that moment? Do you have a career breakthrough that you can sort of recall?
It wasn't until I realized that, okay, I need to put my name on the door in order for this to actually benefit from and leverage the HGTV presence. So that would have been like a break. I'd say that was like my breakout moment.
Right.
But actually leaving HGTV was the moment that I charted the course for my career.
This is where creativity gets lit. I'm talking bold pivots, design funks, and those tiny rituals that keep us grounded. I'm interior designer and creative director Ali Velji, and on AVD Inspire, I sit down with artists, makers, and icons for the real conversations behind the work. Season 2 of AVD Inspire, and we are here live at the Interior Design Show in Vancouver in a custom branded booth space by Bureau, and I am extremely excited to sort of introduce our new guest for this episode, creative director of Kelly Deck Design, known for creating tranquil, luxurious interiors for high-end custom homes. For over 2 decades, she and her team have brought a deeply personal, artful approach to residential design. She's been featured in Architectural Digest, House and Garden UK, Elle Decor, Vogue Living, and so many more. And she has an exciting new venture that's launching this fall. We're gonna really get into it. I am so happy to welcome a really good friend and a person that I've known for quite some time, Kelly Deck. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. Oh my goodness. I am so thrilled that you're here, and we have to spill the tea on what is new and exciting at Kelly Deck Design.
Well, there's a lot that's new and exciting. Obviously, the company is wonderful and my team is wonderful. But this fall, we're launching our company, Odette.
Oh my
It's
God.
Odette by Kelly Deck, and it is a wallpaper brand for the beauty obsessed. That's what we say.
I love that. So we had a little chat about it at a party that we were just at a couple of days ago, but tell the audience what this is all about, what the wallpapers look like, describe it so that they can buy it.
Okay, so the whole collection is small batch printed in the UK.
Oh,
It's beautiful quality. It's very much for the design loving, those who love to create beautiful interiors. And it all kind of started out of this desire to create our own products, to create something that had our mark on them. And it's a celebration of decor, actually.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I'm so glad you said that, because you and I had a moment where we literally just had this like moment over decor and decoration and how we're so happy that it's all coming back to interior design.
I'm so like post-COVID, I found that my clients, I don't know if you found the same thing, are asking for more personalization.
Absolutely.
They want their home to be more bespoke. They want more color. They want more intimacy, you know, and they want story. And I always feel like wallpaper is a wonderful way. Wallpaper and fabrics, textiles, it's all a part of how you create that narrative, that layering in a home. So we were really excited to launch Odette, and we've done it with a collection of vintage prints inspired from a historical document from the late 1800s.
Oh my God.
From France. And so it has like a contemporary vintage feeling to it. And then the whole idea of the Odette brand is for, we say like the beauty obsessed, for those who love to decorate, who don't want to be ashamed to decorate, own 9 sets of dishware if you want to, do beautiful tables, do, you know, like obviously like we do architectural interiors at Kelly Deck Design, but I want to do everything right down to the napkins. And I love the idea of narrative.
Yeah.
So not just having one set, and of course buying historical, having antiques mixed in with the contemporary. And so Odette is like our way of putting our own product out there, but also like there's the Dispatch, our newsletter will be a conversation about that.
Okay, that's incredible. And you know what, Kelly, I have always loved your aesthetic for so long because you do have this sort of affinity for decoration, you know, and I
I do.
feel like it shows in your interiors, and
Thank
it's
you.
lovely, and it's something that I aspire to do as well, because for me to take it from the new build or architectural or renovation to all the way down to, like you said, the napkins is so important.
It is important, and it takes time, right? I mean, we do these big architectural homes. We focus so much on finishing, carpentry, cabinetry, the whole, like, you know, because obviously that's where the narrative begins.
Sure.
But my relationship with my clients, many of them have been with me for decades now, or the last couple of decades, but now I'm starting to work with the next generation of their family. And so we create it in layers.
Yeah.
A lot of people think we do the whole house and then you shoot it.
Yeah.
And that's not the case. A lot of our homes are shot 2, 3, 5 years later, when we've had the time to collect more art, more objects, more storytelling. People change, and I think a home should have the flexibility to be refreshed, and even with seasonal change as well. I kind of like love that old world. Like, let's change the rug in the living room. In Vancouver, that's tough unless you have a big home.
Yeah.
But I love being able to change that up, and I think my clients come to me for the kind of storytelling we do.
And you can do that in sort of smaller phases too, right? Because it's like, yes, you
Definitely.
said that, like having a large home, absolutely. But then even if you live in a small space, having a set of 2 or 3 different sort of plates, or, you know,
Oh,
what I mean,
yeah.
to just do that seasonally and sort of
Yes.
change it up and mix and match and do all of that while you're entertaining. I think that's a whole sort of lifestyle situation.
I think if it's like, you have to love it, right? I mean, if that's not, I have clients that are minimalists. I bought them one exquisite set of dishware. It's amazing. It suits the home, like Japanese minimalistic. Like Kelly Deck Design does a broad range of styles, but I think what we're known for is more of the traditional, the layered, and it has to be something that like gives you joy, right? Not something that feels like pressure, like I have to. It has to be a want to.
Absolutely. Okay, friends, here's a little bit of design tea. You know that moment when somebody walks into your space and asks, where did you get that? Well, that's exactly what I hear every single time I do a shop at a HomeSense. It's like finding that perfect mix of high-low, classic modern, the kind of style that just clicks. Whether I'm doing a fall refresh or adding in those unexpected finishing touches, I always find something cute. Decorative pillows, artwork, entertaining must-haves, all at prices that actually surprise me in the best way possible and make my friends ask, where did you get that? That's my design secret, HomeSense. You never know what you'll discover, but it's always worth the trip. And I think as a designer and as a design firm, you should be quite versatile in what you can do for your clients, but
Definitely.
there has to be a moment where it's like your love.
Actually, that was the fun thing about doing Odette, because I felt like Kelly Deck Design, there's a certain amount of like propriety with it. But I'm actually very like relaxed. I can be very self-effacing. And two of my dear friends, Debbie and Mary, that I love to decorate and style with, we do all the photo shoots together. We have this hilarious relationship where we love to throw events and do these ridiculous tables. And Odette was this opportunity to kind of lean into that obsessiveness, that compulsiveness, that like ridiculousness. Like, yes, we are bringing another set of dishes home in our take-on from France. Yes, I don't know where it's going to go. I have no, but it's coming. You know, it's coming. And then your besties are texting you like, yes, 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 and your husband's like, okay.
100%.
You know,
Jason's always like, we don't have room for any more chairs or any more pillows or any more antiques. But I'm always like, there is room.
There is room.
We will make
we
room.
will. We will find it.
Totally.
Yeah.
What is your design confession?
This is a tough question, because I mean, obviously, I love to decorate, which feels like a dirty word. That would be my big one. Yes,
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I think that's absolutely right. And it's like, yes, why did interior decorating become such a bad word? Like, it
actually drives me crazy that it's a bad word, because I actually think it's crippled art industry and young designers that come into the industry and they think that they have to be ashamed because they love fabric and they love furniture.
Absolutely.
And like on my team, we actually are divided between architectural interiors and decor, because actually, if you love the decorative arts, if you love the history of the decorative arts, and if you truly love beautifully crafted furniture, that is an expertise all in its own right.
I could not agree more.
Right?
Yes.
And my experience was that it was very difficult for designers to get to the level of aptitude that we do in our big architectural homes and be able to understand furniture and source internationally.
Correct.
And so we're better as a team of experts rather than trying to make one person a unicorn.
I love that. And it's like, yes, it's very hard for somebody to sort of do both because their brain works in such a way where it's more architectural, what's going to look good, millwork drawings, all of that.
Yeah.
And sort of that detail. But then there's a completely different detail when it comes to styling and knowing what's going to look good on a coffee table, how to layer.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. There are like, I mean, having had the company for 20 years now, and we have a relatively big team that, you know, obviously has had generations.
Sure.
And my experience is that you do get those team members that can straddle it all. I'm someone that can personally straddle it all. You're someone who can straddle it all. But by and large, if people are allowed to have their passions, they take a natural direction, and a team is stronger as a team of experts rather than trying to make each member of that team as strong in every area. And furniture and the decorative arts is you could just get your whole career could be lost in that.
100%. And it's like my most favorite part of the design process is seeing the furniture come in, buying the accessories, you know, and sort of seeing what fits here, seeing what fits there. Oh, this is what we thought was going to go here. Oh, it actually doesn't fit there. It looks way better on this one. You know what I mean? Like,
that's the thing about it too. I think that there's this ridiculous idea that, and actually I found it very refreshing. About 5 years back, I caught up with someone that worked with Bob Lettingham. Do you know, remember who Bob Lettingham? Like kind of a Canadian icon of design. We lost him, I think, in the last decade. But he was remarkable. And I was out for dinner with one of his colleagues who had become his painter, right? And he told me so many stories about Bob, you know, getting to the final moment and then like faux finishing this or changing that and like pulling from his own collection. And I found that so liberating because, you know, he was AD published. He was a, you know, iconic designer, completely set the precedence for what we do today on the West Coast. And I found out that he wasn't perfect.
Yeah.
Because all this time I'd been self-lacerating when we got to the end if there was something that didn't work.
Totally.
And then I realized that is the art right there. The art is like the fluidity of bringing in the things, changing like and bringing it and shooting for, like Emma would have you met with Emma Peters, my photographer.
Absolutely.
She's photographer to some of the world's best, and I feel very blessed she does my work. But she always laughs at what our staging looks like because it's epic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's, you know what, and you said it right, because I think that there's so many designers out there, whether they're just coming out of school or whatever it is. I find that with new designers that come into my studio, they have a vision and they want to execute it to the last detail. And I always have to say, I'm like, you can have that vision, but it's going to change. And it's going to change 3 or 4 times because either the client's not going to like anything, so you have to pivot, or something gets installed and you're like, it's actually not the right, you know what I mean?
That's it. Well, you know, it's because I think that attachment can become your like Achilles heel in the design process, right? That like there's obviously holding the vision, right? And holding the course, but this is the course, and then there's that kind of finality. And if you get stuck here, you actually undermine the art that could take place.
Absolutely. I feel like design is fluid, right? Like it has to change, and it's those beautiful moments where things go wrong and then you have to pivot and make a quick decision or whatever, where you're just like, oh my God, thank God we did that. It looks so much better.
It's true. I always say to the team, like the thing that was the biggest problem at the beginning will be the thing that actually defines your design at the end.
Beautifully put. I love that.
Okay, here's a little truth bomb. Some of the best design moments that I've had are total happy accidents. That's why my secret weapon is HomeSense. From artwork to accessories, it's always that one unexpected piece that literally pulls a whole room together. My motto, let the treasures lead, because one find can definitely define the whole story. And hey, HomeSense actually burns more calories than going to the gym. Plus, you get furniture, and that's what I call a win-win.
we've talked about career breakthroughs a lot in this podcast as well. And, everyone that we've talked to has said that there was a pivotal moment in their career that changed their trajectory or has gotten them to the place that they're at today. So, do you have that moment? Do you have a career breakthrough that you can sort of recall?
I think I have a couple, after a career of like over 20 years that you do have like different chapters.
Sure.
So obviously I think getting Take It Outside right at the beginning, landing an HGTV television series with very little actual professional experience, kind of catapulted my career, right? And I built my design company simultaneously. And actually it didn't have my name on the door for a couple of years. It wasn't until I realized that, okay, I need to put my name on the door in order for this to actually benefit from and leverage the HGTV presence. So that would have been like a break. I'd say that was like my breakout moment. But actually leaving HGTV was the moment that I charted the course for my career.
Wow, amazing.
That was actually like the moment, and how that ended up happening was it's because I think everyone has this like really idealized idea of what it's like to be on television. And, so I was doing television. I wrote weekly for the Globe and Mail, and then I ran my design company, and my life pretty much looked like get up at 6 a.m, down like a 4-shot espresso, coffee, get into makeup, get to set. And then at lunch, call my team, like check in about all the work, and then get home at night, drink 2 glasses of wine, answer emails till 11 o'clock at the night, drop 2 sleeping pills, and get back up and do it all over again. And after the 3 years,
sustainable.
I just wasn't happy.
Yeah. Okay.
I wasn't happy. And I had this like kind of crazy thing that happened. I went on a trip to Bali, which is a very important place for me. And I went on a trip to Bali and I made the mistake, but it wasn't a mistake, but God, it was scary. I, got down and connected with spirit and was like, I need a course correct, and you don't have to be gentle.
Yeah.
And then fast forward 5 days later, I was on a boat that sank in the ocean.
Oh my God.
And I had to swim for my own life, lost everything. And
I did not know this.
yeah, it's a kind of crazy story. One day we'll have wine. I'll give you like the whole long version, right?
Yeah.
But I had this moment of like, giving full gratitude before I jumped off the boat, and then asking, for like more time.
Wow.
Because I still had so much I wanted to do with my life. Wasn't a mother by then, hadn't done all the like other work I wanted to do. And it was a course correct, because what happened, like I came home after all of that. I had a little bit of PTSD, obviously.
Of course.
But I had the clear definition of what a life or death moment was. And I'd been living my life as if I were in a life or death situation, as if what everyone cared about me, like what everyone thought about me because I did HGTV, what everyone thought about me because I had the Globe and Mail column. What would I do? What would everyone think of me if I gave up this amazing opportunity? And I just really realized that actually that wasn't a life or death situation. So I called Alliance Atlantis, and like they were stunned.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, what a decision to make, and a crazy thing to go through in order for you to come to that decision. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I had such clarity. Yeah. I had such clarity, and I said to my team, it was 2008. Wow. 2008. It was like the end of 2008, going into 2009. And I said to them, we are going to focus on the luxury market. That is where we can be artists. That is where we can be artful. That is where we're charting our course. And we never looked back.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that.
My pleasure.
Oh my God. Wow.
I think it's really important to pay attention to this. Yeah. Because I think that we get really wrapped up in this.
Absolutely.
And that's how we find ourselves so off course. Yeah. But everyone's saying how great we're doing. You know?
And nobody talks about that sort of backstory, right? Yeah. Where it's just like, what does everybody see? They see how well everybody's doing on social. They see all the amazing projects that people are putting out there. And it's just like, nobody talks about behind the scenes what's exactly happening, where it's just like the hustle is hard. Sometimes client work is really hard.
That's right.
Sometimes, you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
it just is like, it's a struggle. sometimes to get through the
absolutely,
day.
it is. It is. It's not an easy industry.
No.
And so you want to chart your course in a way that's lighting you up. Like, I admire you so much. I always feel like you're like, it seems to me that you're doing things that really light you up and connecting with people and being creative.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And, thank you for saying that. And this is why I started this podcast, so that I could have these meaningful conversations that probably you and I are going to have at an event or
Yeah.
when we're hanging out for dinner or something like that. But it's just like, I just want to put it out into the forefront that it's just like these beautiful, meaningful conversations are so important. And also, there's incredible people doing incredible things in Canada that we need to put out there internationally and
I
tell
agree.
people that this is exactly what we are all about.
I agree.
So,
Absolutely.
thank you for sharing that.
My
Honestly.
pleasure.
That's what an incredible story. Um, so now we're gonna talk about. This seems really strange now to talk about something a little funny, but here we are.
Okay.
The future of design. There are some good things and there are some bad things. And I know I'm excited about some and I'm sort of worried about others. So I want to talk about that with you.
Okay.
What are you excited about the future of design and what are you worried about?
Are we talking about the design industry and practice of design?
Yeah, just
Okay.
design in general, however you want to answer the question.
Well, what I am excited about is I think that we're heading into a world where people are starting to chart their own course more than ever, right? And define what a life worth living looks different to different people. And with technology and with how we're changing our workforce and labor, there's more possibility that way.
Yeah.
So I think that is exciting. I think that is exciting. It makes the clients more exciting.
Absolutely.
It makes the work environment more exciting. So that I think is great. I personally feel like obviously we've got AI coming fast and hard, right? And we're not quite sure yet what the implications of that mean.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to be very proactive with my team and get educated and not be scared about it. I think there's a lot of designers who have their head in the sand about it.
Absolutely.
Um,
But it's nice to embrace whatever is happening, but use it in a way that I feel like could be positive. Do you know what I mean? Because
Absolutely.
there are so many positives about that. But yes, it's an unknown sort of situation, and it's honestly over my head a little bit. I'm like I don't even know how to wrap my head around.
I don't think it's something actually that you can wrap your head around. That's what I keep saying to my team. It's just like get in the ocean because it's happening.
That's correct.
Right? Like you got to start swimming.
Absolutely.
Right? And you'll figure it out. It's the Wild West right now.
Yes.
So I think it's positive that we can ideate really quickly, and it's got some great tools.
Yes.
I think it's shifting. If it gets to the point that I can actually do a set of working drawings where we've really got to consider what our whole industry looks like.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think the combination of the AI and then also I feel like the psyche of the younger generation. I don't see young designers coming in my office and being willing to slog it out for 10 years to get to senior. I've got an amazing team, but I see the young ones and it's harder and harder to recruit those people that have the perseverance to get to the senior position.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. I mean, I started literally by schlepping. I was schlepping stuff and doing all the things. And it's just like, I knew I had to do all these things in order to get to a certain level.
That's right.
And it's taken me 20 years to get to where I am today, you know? So that's amazing. That's good. We have just a few minutes left, so I want to get through at least 3 questions with you.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite project?
My favorite project is always the project I'm working on.
Okay.
I fall in love with it, and then there's a point where you let it go, it becomes somebody else's.
Yeah.
It's out in the world now.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a really good answer. That's a really, really good answer. Design heroes. Like we all have people in the community that we've looked up to or other sort of firms or anything like that. Who is your design hero?
I don't actually have one specific design hero.
Okay.
No, what happens is I go through different eras of my career where I'm learning, and so then I like tap into the work of people that I think are incredible,
Okay.
and then I'm like back out again.
Yeah.
So there's not any specific one.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
You do a lot of traveling.
Yes.
What's your favorite city and why?
I always want to have a more unique answer than Paris, but Paris is my favorite city.
Listen, this is a trend. People have said Paris a lot, and there's a reason why.
Yes. Yeah, I have traveled to Paris since I was in my early 20s. I go every year to Paris, and I feel that it's a city that has such depth on so many levels that it always reveals a new part of itself to me. And I find it magical.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yes. Travel in general to me just is so inspirational, and just being in a city where you feel like it's almost like home. Do you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
just like you just get so much love from it. And it's like you said, if it keeps on revealing something new to you every single time you go, that's a beautiful thing.
It's true.
So
It's true. I have a bit of a love affair with France.
love
Yeah.
it. Love it. Yeah, you go there quite often.
I do go quite
Nice.
often. Yeah.
Okay, last question. I'm a big music lover. There's music on anywhere I go. There has to be music in the car, in the office, at home. What are you listening to currently?
Oh my God. Okay, Ali, music, I have a great, deep appreciation for, but it's not my jam.
Okay.
So I'm listening to Taylor Swift right now because my daughter is 7.
Okay.
And
Great.
and we have a rule that she has like carte blanche Monday to Thursday in the car, and Friday is my day.
Okay.
So then Friday, my day, usually ends up inevitably being like more folk music because I can't listen to my podcasts because most of the time I'm listening to podcasts.
Okay, that's lovely. That's exactly the answer that we want. Real answers, you know?
Yeah.
This is it. Taylor Swift, I love it. That's amazing.
Not my choosing.
No,
my
of course
child.
not.
Yeah, I've had enough of it like in my head.
But now, do you
for a lifetime?
Is there like a moment where you're kind of like, actually, it's kind of good?
Oh yeah, no. I mean, we rock out to Taylor. Like she's amazing for sure. There's just a point when you go to bed when you can like only handle hearing that song so many more times. My husband and I both complain about it at night.
Oh my God, amazing, amazing! This has been an absolute delight.
It has been.
Thank you so much for doing this. I know you're super busy. You have a interview to do with Linda.
Yeah.
With House and Home at the Interior Design Show right now, but I honestly appreciate you. I'm so happy for you, and I wish you nothing but the best. And
thank you.
Thank you so much for being here.
No, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much.
I love it. And where can people find you?
They can find me kellydeckdesign.com, or they can find Odette at odettehome.com, fully launching in November.
Okay. Well, you heard it here first, and we're so excited for you. And go buy the wallpaper.
Please.
All right, ABD Inspire listeners, I have something so exciting to announce. Now, of course, Kelly Deck was my inspirational guest on this episode of ABD Inspire. She's absolutely amazing and is giving our listeners an exclusive preview of her new wallpaper collection called Odette. All you need to do is head over to odette.com and type in the promo code Ali Soiree. That's ALYSOIREE to unlock a private preview and pre-order your complimentary samples today. Super exciting. The wallpaper collection is beyond amazing, you guys. You're gonna absolutely love it, I know. And wallpaper sales officially open January 1st, 2026. And this promo code will also give you 25% off your first purchase until Valentine's Day. So don't forget to head over to odette.com, find out all the information, support an incredible Canadian designer. And thank you so much, Kelly, for being such a fabulous guest. I love ya. And that's another episode of ABD Inspire in the books, recorded live at IDS Vancouver in our Designer Confessions booth. A huge thank you to our friends at Bureau for making it all happen. And of course, a special thank you to my friend, Kelly Deck, for sharing your stories and your design confessions. This was such an incredible conversation. I'm so excited about your wallpaper collection. And of course, a shout out to HomeSense, my go-to for unexpected treasures that make every space feel personal. Whether it's a seasonal refresh or that one piece that ties a room together, I always find something that surprises me in the best way possible. Want to see what you can discover this season? Head over to @HomeSense Canada on Instagram or find a store near you at homesense.ca/store locator. And hey, if you loved today's conversation, don't keep it a secret. Please subscribe, rate, and share the podcast with your design besties. Spread the confessions and spread the inspiration. I'm Velji, and remember, the best design stories aren't always planned. Sometimes they're happy accidents. Until next time, I love ya.